If you're looking to start a blog this year, this video is for you. Hi, my name is Sarah from Business Women Thrive, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about all of the steps and resources you need to start a blog this year. And just to start off here, any resources or anything that I mention will be linked down below in the video, so if you're interested in anything that I'm talking about or you want to learn more and go more in depth on this topic, I will have a ton of resources linked down below for you in the description, including a link to my free How to Start a Blog email course. It's a free course that you can sign up for. All you need to give me is your name and email, and I will send you a ton more resources than I can fit into this video. So enough for the talk, let's get started. So the first step to starting a blog is choosing your platform. It is just the overall best blogging platform that I have personally used. I've used a few others like Wix, which wasn't as good, and eventually switched to WordPress and have not looked back. There are a lot of different options that you can choose when starting a blog. You can start a blog on WordPress, Wix, Squarespace, Blogger. There's a ton of different options. So you might be overwhelmed on which one you should choose. And the one that I highly recommend choosing is WordPress. But if you do decide to choose WordPress, then you have the choice between WordPress.org and WordPress.com. There are a lot of differences between the two, and we don't have time to get into them in this video. And if you're interested in learning about the differences, I already did a video on this, and I will link it right here if you want to check that out. But pretty much the differences are WordPress.com is a platform that you can start on for free, and then it has upgrades that you can do, which still aren't that great for the money that you're paying. Or you can start on WordPress.org, and the software for WordPress is free, but you have to pay for a hosting company to host your blog online, which is the better option, especially if you're trying to make money blogging into your full-time gig or a side hustle. But make sure to check out my last video for a deep dive into this topic. The second step is where to host your blog. So if you've decided to choose Wix or Blogger or WordPress.com or any of the really free blogging sites, you don't actually have to choose a host. Your site is pretty much set up on WordPress.com. But if you decide to choose WordPress.org, like I mentioned in the last step, you have to have a hosting company host your blog. Because once you get a hosting company, they pay to basically allow you to run your site and host it on the internet somewhere. And then once you get that, you can download the WordPress software, usually a one-click install for free, but you have to have that hosting company first to actually start a WordPress.org blog. If you're looking for a hosting company, I recommend either Namecheap or SiteGround. I started out with Namecheap because they were the cheapest option that I could find, and I feel like they had the best value for the money that I was paying, and then eventually I upgraded to SiteGround because they are a little bit on the more expensive side, but in my opinion they are one of the best hostings out there. So if you're just starting and you don't have a lot of money that you're willing to put out right now, I would highly recommend Namecheap. But if you're looking to start your blog and you do have the extra money, I would highly recommend going with SiteGround. Both of these will of course be linked down below, along with a lot of resources that I have to help you choose which one is best for you, like a versus between Namecheap and SiteGround blog post, and why I switched to SiteGround, along with a few more things which will all be linked down below. Step number 3 is choosing a domain name. Now you want to choose something that is unique because your blog name will eventually become your domain name. And your domain name is essentially just the .com link to your site. It's important because you can't have the same domain name or website link as somebody else for obvious reasons. And once you choose your domain name, you have to purchase that domain name from whatever hosting company you choose. And if you're struggling on this topic, I have resources down below, blog posts and things like that, to how to help you choose your blog name. Step number 4 is to install WordPress. So like I mentioned, this is pretty easy because once you buy your hosting company, there is usually just a one-click install. I'm pretty sure all of the hosting companies now just have literally a one-click install, and then it will take you to your WordPress admin dashboard and you can go to create your blog from there. So it's a really easy step. Step number 5 is choosing a theme. And this is honestly my favorite part because this is when you get to pick out the nice colors for your blog and your brand. Once you get to the choosing a theme step, you can either choose a free theme that WordPress offers you, or you can go with a premium theme. And I highly recommend that you choose the premium theme if you have the extra money to put out, because with the paid themes there are just kind of a lot of issues with them. You don't get a lot of customization options and they really don't look as professional as the paid themes. If you would like to buy a theme, there are some that can get pretty expensive, but all of the themes that I have bought have been in between $25 and $45. So if you look around, I'm sure you can find a paid theme that is in your price range. And I have a direct link to a bunch of themes that are really nice on Creative Market and Etsy, which will be down below. Now that is honestly a very simplified version of how to start a blog. There is still a lot more that goes into starting a blog, but there's just too much to put into one video. So if you want to check out that free email course that I mentioned, there are so many different free resources and things in that email course, way more than I could fit into one concise video. So make sure to sign up and check that out down below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you're new here, and I will see you next Thursday. Bye!